Hello, I'm Sian Phillips, Executive Director for Public Relations and Communications.
And I'm Marika Graham-Woods, Executive Director and Chairman of the Board.
Before we start, it's probably helpful to give a short overview of who we are as the Cannabis Trades Association and what we do. The CTA is the UK's longest established trade association representing the legal cannabis, hemp, CBD and medicinal cannabis sectors. We're 10 years old this year, and we have grown alongside the industry itself. We currently represent around 200 member organisations, from UK-based SMEs through to international companies operating across cultivation, manufacturing, healthcare, retail and research.
At our core, the CTA exists to represent, stabilise and professionalise the legal cannabis and hemp sectors. Our focus is on long-term regulatory credibility and practical outcomes, rather than short-term commercial wins. We work to make sure regulation functions in the real world, not just on paper. A large part of our work involves regulatory representation and policy strategy, and we are recognised stakeholders with bodies such as the MHRA, the FSA, the VMD, the Home Office and DEFRA.
We spend a lot of time engaging directly with civil servants, regulators, advisory bodies and parliamentarians, making sure the realities of the sector are properly understood. Alongside advocacy, we also support our members in very practical ways. That includes compliance guidance, training frameworks, access to banking and insurance, and opportunities to collaborate, exhibit, and engage as a sector. We operate deliberately as a lean organisation. So much of our work happens behind the scenes through technical submissions, structured correspondence, and long-term relationship building.
Our work spans several connected areas: medicinal cannabis, CBD, wellness, and novel foods, and of course, industrial hemp and agriculture. In medicinal cannabis in particular, we're focused on issues such as prescribing confidence, supply chains, clinical data, and emerging regulatory pathways. Our approach is systems-based. We look at regulation as an interconnected structure and focus on risk versus outcome, evidence-based decisions, and alignment with international standards where possible.
By way of background, I've been involved with the CTA for over 8 years. I started as a member, then became a non-executive director in 2018, and in 2020 took on the role of executive director. My background is in communications, public relations, stakeholder engagement, events management, and systems design. Within the CTA, I lead on external communications, campaigns, member engagement, training development, and the delivery of our strategic work. A key part of my role is translating complex regulatory and policy issues into clear, practical messaging, while making sure what we propose is operationally realistic.
I joined the CTA during COVID, at a point when both the organisation and the wider sector were under significant pressure. My background is in senior business strategy and international trade, particularly in large-scale paper manufacturing and supply industries. I have spent much of my career restructuring commercial models and navigating complex regulatory environments. Within the CTA, I lead on regulatory strategy, policy development, and high-level stakeholder engagement. I tend to approach regulation as a three-dimensional puzzle, where understanding how the pieces interact is the key to moving things forward.
Between us, we combine strategic policy work with practical delivery.
That allows us to operate credibly with regulators while staying grounded in the day-to-day realities of the sector.
We see the CTA not simply as a membership body, but as part of the infrastructure needed for a legal, safe, and sustainable cannabis and hemp economy.
Our role is to act as a steady, credible bridge between industry, regulators, clinicians, and policymakers.
That context should help frame the discussion we'll have.
And we're very happy to go into more detail as we move through the meeting.